Alright, hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Moltrop here again, hanging out at Matt's house. Steve apparently is at some sort of class or something so I'm filling in, as it were.
He's programming.
Yeah.
Yay.
So we're going to be doing here Game 2 of Type B versus Leta, again from the Bacchus OSL 2009 round of 8. And again, going to have to spoil the first game so you have frame of reference for the second game. If you do not know the results of that, you might want to go back and watch it. It was an awesome game on Outsider.
Yeah, it was.
And just like most TVZs on well, not most, but a lot of TVZs on Outsider, it ended up with the Zerg bunkering in, going turtle, getting a crap load of expansions everywhere, ending up with 7 gas and Ultralisks everywhere, and it was just nuts.
Right.
It was absolutely nuts. And Type B actually beat Leta, which was a bit of a surprise to me. Leta is a very, very top-class player. I mean, he was up there with Bisu, Flash, Effortjet. He was one of those players competing for like top wins in Pro League. He has really, really come out and shown some excellent play lately. Although, I guess in the immediate lately, there's a character from Dragon Ball Z, if I remember correctly. I don't think I've watched that plot arc, but I recognize him. I don't know what that has to do with StarCraft. But anyway,
9,000.
Anyway, Type B, I'd say Leta's a better player. I'm expecting.
Yay! He has a sign for sc2gg.net.
No.
Fantastic.
Okay.
I jest. Anyways, go ahead.
No, that's alright. I was just gonna say, even though Type B won the last game, I'm gonna say that it was the map's fault. It was Outsider, and I still favor Leta. I think Leta's gonna come back and 2-1 this series.
Yeah, and I would have to say that as well. I mean, the game that he did lose was quite back and forth for a lot of it, and it was really close, and Type B just managed to gain the upper hand, as Zerg can do if really Terran doesn't contain them or find a way to completely counter them. When it comes to the mid-game, they just kind of explode after the mid-game. Alright, we are going to see what I'm assuming was a 12 hatch here for Type B. Type B, of course, on the top left, scouting in the wrong direction, and it looks like sending a drone scout as well to another wrong direction. So Type B, of course, really wants to see what is going on over in Leta's base, if Leta's going to try to go for some early tech. Leta going for like a 14 command center, very, very early. Now this actually is going to be at his disadvantage because, of course, he's not at cross positions, which would have been preferable. So he's at he would be at a disadvantage if Type B did not decide to go for an expansion, decide to go for some crazy 9-pull rush or something like that. But even with that, Type B is still going to have an offense up faster, so we'll just have to see if Leta's going to be able to block off well enough, which I'm assuming he will, because he is Leta, and as Molchop was saying earlier, he is a very good player. So certainly I wouldn't count Type B completely out, because the way he was able to gain control of the map in the last game and managed to get all the expansions up and managed to actually do as much damage as he did to make Leta type in GG was still pretty impressive. But you can see he's going to go for a 3 hatch here. He has his drone just chilling in the base. We're going to see 2 racks coming up here, and so the drone's seeing everything that's going on. So obviously at this point there is there is a scout coming up, but it's not going to be able to quite get in through that block there. So good job by Type B, keeping Leta in the dark. Oh, okay, there we go. Oh, fail. Oh, well, I take back my compliment. Type B, look at you. He's like, aw, that was lame. And obviously Leta will be able to take... Actually, no, the SCV is almost dead. I was going to say he'll be able to keep that in there a long time. But he probably will lose that fairly quickly, which is not good for Leta at all.
Yeah, but he's able to see what's going on here. He's able to see that 3rd hatchery, which is very important.
Right.
Which means he's not going to go for any kind of 2-hatch muta, 2-hatch, any kind of a rush here. And Academy going down for Leta, so we are going to see, well, we saw the 2nd rack, so we knew that. But anyway, yeah, that was a little bit risky. I think this map would be the map to do it on, going for that really early command center. Still a little bit surprising, though. Now he's going to have to defend fairly early Zerglings coming out here, but already with 5 Marines, he's going to be in really, really good shape to defend this. And we're going to see Leta getting a very early expansion down, and he's going to be able to defend it without any problems at all, unlike the last couple games that we saw with Gogo. Just to show you what kind of a player Leta is, he's just, above the level of a player like Gogo, and it's going to be much harder for someone to just pull off the same things as that. Anyway, but Yeah, looks like it's going to turn into a pretty standard game here. I'm going to give the advantage to Leta at the moment, just because Type B being a little bit cautious ended up putting that third hatchery inside of his base. Although this map has expansions in weird places, so to be honest, I think that's probably a wise move against a player like Leta, because otherwise, I mean, he's going to send out his first, there you go, he's going to send out the first Marines with his Medic and Firebat to, Scouting Zergling's going to sneak in the back. He's going to send that out, and if he, Type B had an extra expansion somewhere, it would not be possible for him to defend it, so... Anyway, yeah, but it's going to progress into a pretty standard game, assuming Type B is going to put down a couple sunks and defend that way. Only a single sunken colony so far. Building up a lot of Zerglings, though. He could be going for a counter, and if he can take out that Firebat, those Zerglings might be able to slaughter the Marines and put Type B in a really good position for the rest of the game. He's hiding those Zerglings so that Type B doesn't know about it, almost tempting him, almost saying,